graphics machine, and we are about to unveil who will be in the college football playoff for the 2023 season. It is presented by AT&T. The final rankings from the selection committee, the number 2 team in the country is, we are seeing these when you do, and it's Georgia. There was some thought because Alabama has a couple more wins against the top 25 that maybe the
Crimson Tide
would move into that spot, but the Bulldogs, we assume, will go to the Rose Bowl. The semifinals are in the Rose Bowl and in the Sugar Bowl on New Year's Day, the perfect setting for the semifinals. And the Bulldogs are going for the 3rd straight year. They're 13. There's Jim.
Hairballs.
Who's got it better than you, Jim?
Hairballs.
Resolute, probably. Oh, I don't see any whole milk there, just orange juice. Diet Coke. Who's number 1? We assume it will be
Alabama. And it is indeed. What a job. Kalen DeBoer and
Alabama ripped through 9.5-point underdog to Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game. People thought they escaped in
Seattle.
And they absolutely made a statement, and they're going to the
Playoff for the first time since the 16th season. I think to the point where people assumed that Oregon was going to win that game.
People felt very confident Oregon was going to win that game. And the way Washington took the field and started that game set the tone, and it never looked back from there.
And to me, the physicality of the Huskies dominated. You thought Oregon was going to be the more physical team. Washington controlled the line of scrimmage and won the game.
Okay, now remember how the committee does this. You have 6 teams in a group, then you rank them, and the top 3 are taken off the board then, and then they repeat the process. So when the rankings, the final time they went through the group phase, here's the 3rd team that was taken off and put on the board. Who's number 3? The Texas Longhorns will not compete in the playoff into the field. Let's have a look at these remaining resumes. 3 teams, 1 spot. Washington will not compete in the playoff. Georgia will not compete in the playoff. Florida State returns to the playoff. Kirk, how should this come out in your judgment? The Washington Huskies should not compete in the playoff. The Washington Huskies.
The Florida State is just, you can't avoid it. It's nothing against what they accomplished. Obviously, what they accomplished is extraordinary, to be undefeated, be an ACC champion. But that injury to Jordan Travis is part of what the committee takes into consideration. If you're looking at
the Washington Huskies
versus Florida State under the current team and roster, it'd be very, very hard to imagine
not compete in the playoff,
not being there at 4.
We go back to the rankings in the unveil. Let's look now at number 5 and see who's been eliminated and see what the final decision came down to. Who's number 5? You're seeing these when you do, and it's Michigan. So after consecutive national championships, Michigan will compete in the playoff, and this is also the 2nd time that the team that was number 1 in the penultimate rankings has fallen completely out of the college football playoff field. So this leaves us with the decision that everyone thought we would end up having.
Ohio State
or Washington, 1 spot. Whoever sits plays Michigan. Number 4, heartbroken. Who's number 4? And Washington will not compete in the playoff, and so we have another unprecedented situation as
Ohio State
winds up at number 6. And
Ohio State
is the first undefeated champion from a Power 5 conference to fail to make the field in the college football playoff era.
Wow. I'm not shocked with how
Ohio State
played the last couple of
touchdown
weeks.
Buckeyes.